So we're standing on the spot. This is the spot where Theo van Gogh was assassinated.
This is exactly the spot.
He was a Dutch filmmaker. He made a 10-minute film. It was deeply offensive to Muslims. Lots of people think that free speech goes right up to this point, and then when you're talking about religion, when you're talking about the prophet, all bets are off.
It goes both ways, freedom of speech.
It goes both ways, but the people who actually usually do the killing for it wind up on the Muslim side. Do you think that says something about the different cultures?
I don't want to have the image of the Muslims, you know, if they don't like something you say, they kill you, because it's not.
It was a noisy crowd outside the Danish embassy in London as speakers condemned the cartoons portraying the Prophet Muhammad.
I wish I could get your music in America, but considering how controversial it's been here in England.
So easy to send the infidels to their creator. Blow them all to hell for $1 million figure.
One of your big gripes, and it's a valid one, you keep saying that, in fact, let me read your quote. You said, anyone worried about what I'm saying should get involved in the debate. You are allowed to dissent. That is a right.
Yeah.
But is that a right in Islam, to dissent?
Of course it is. Why do you think there's so many schools of thought? Why do you think there's...
Well, it wasn't a right for Salman Rushdie.
The demonstrators set off from Hyde Park, bringing much of central London to a standstill. Their hatred focused on Salman Rushdie and his book.
The mullahs pressed home their message in thousands of mosques. Salman Rushdie must be killed.
See, that Salman Rushdie was there to provoke, insult, and he did it intentionally, right? I'm not...
But should you die for that?
No. Well, I mean, like, you know, that was... You know, it's easy for you to say things kind of in black and white. They're more complex than that. They're actually, you know, there's emotions and passions and philosophy involved and all that stuff.
You know,
and then
all you got to say is it's wrong for someone to have to suffer a death threat for writing a book.
Well, hang on.
But apparently it's more complicated than that.
Well, it is, because, no, yeah, but I mean, Western...
Well, then we'll never see eye to eye.
Bill,
but you don't see that there's a fundamental hypocrisy of you asking for the right to dissent and somebody else getting a death threat?
No, because my dissent is to stop the madness.
I'm strapped up across my chest, belt attached, deeply satisfied with the plan I had.
I like my hat.
It's good.
Yeah?
You look good too.
I think I do.
Yes.
I think I might adopt this look.
Yes.
There is a lot of tension in the last 5 years or so. Is Islam a threat to Dutch values?
Islam is preaching above all peace. Peace, peace and peace.
من خلال قول المصطفى صلوات الله وسلامه عليه لا تقوم الساعة حتى يقاتل المسلمون اليهود فيقتلونهم.
The name Islam means peace.
And yet it is involved in a lot of war and violence.
Yeah, it's just all politics.
Nothing to do with religion?
No.
No?
No, sir.
It's a political.
It's politics.
It seems to be a lot of passages that say the infidel is not the equal of the believer. The infidel will die in hell. Don't feel bad about hating the infidel.
No.
No? Boy, I've got bad information.
Yes, you have. I think so.
You think that means...
No.
No. I'm wrong about everything.
The way I perceive things in the Quran is not about killing infidels or
But you have read it
or
in there.
homosexuals. Of course I read the Quran.
And you've read those passages.
Yeah, I've read those
passages. And what did you think when you read them?
No, but I explained those passages within the time in which they emerged.
But that's not how people read holy books. People don't read holy books and go, well, that was good for then. People read holy books and go, this is the word of God, it's forever.
No, I don't
That's
agree.
how most people do it.
No, I don't agree.
I just don't buy it that these guys are in this state of denial. I think they're just in a state of denial to an outsider. They will not admit anything is wrong with their culture to an outsider. Muslims were imperialists in the century after Muhammad's death. They conquered most of the known world in 1 century.
No, yeah. It is possible. You call it conquer. I think they were trying to spread Islam.
Well, they were, but they weren't doing it by singing Kumbaya.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, that 21st century always busting in.
I'm going to shoot it
I
off.
love it that he's got Kashmir as his ringtone.
Okay, I shoot it off. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, it is just all politics.
Politics, okay.
Bill, you are not so smart.
Can we get closer? That is one hell of a wall. This is the Dome of the Rock.
This is the Dome of the Rock. According to Islam, this is the place where Muhammad the Prophet stood before he flight to meet God in the heavens. After he finished, after he, no, the horse was out of. He had the horse where the woolen wall, the western wall.
He went to heaven on the horse.
Yes.
Why is it holy for the Jews?
Because the rock was part of the temple. I just want you to go down the rock to take a look. For 1 minute, just to take a look from inside. Hurry. Please. The direction of prayer, you know. Because every time when you put yourself and start your prayer, you have to know exactly how to face the Kaaba in Mecca.
Right. A rock. The Kaaba?
No.
Isn't that?
No.
Oh.
Black stone.
Stone rock, I think
we
it's the same
don't know
thing.
the history of this stone.
Why is
the
that
Muslims believe
holy?
that this stone came from paradise, from the heavens.
Could the rock itself have been what we now know to be like a meteor?
It's black. And in the area, there's no black stones.
But does it make a difference that we now understand what a meteor is?
This is the stone of God.
Yes, right. Okay. This is the Mount of Olives. A lot of Orthodox Jews want to be buried here because they believe that when the Messiah comes, he will raise them from the dead and march them through that golden gate and onto the Temple Mount, which is why the Muslims have walled up the gate, the better to keep out the Jewish Messiah and his kosher zombies from getting in, although you'd think that if you had the power to raise the dead, you'd have the power to jump a fence.
I can be inside because I am a Muslim.
I thought I would not be allowed to walk in a mosque. I thought only someone of your faith was allowed to do that.
No, in Islam we are enough tolerant to accept the fact that non-Muslims are able to be inside, to take a look, to have a short stroll, or to ask questions.
يعني عمرنا ما قدرنا هيك، المدراء دائما بعطونا. نعم.
Why is he angry?
This is what I expected, you know.
You're angry that you're talking to me?
Yes.
المدراء دائما بعطونا يعني عمرنا ما قدرنا هيك، المدراء دائما بعطونا 5 دقائق.
Women in your culture seem not to be as equal to the man as they are in our culture.
You see, we have women here.
Yes.
They have a special corner.
I talked to a Muslim scholar today, and he said that Muhammad had a meeting here.
When Muhammad landed here, he met with other prophets, with Moses, with Jesus, with Abraham and others.
Moses.
Muhammad never stepped foot on that Temple Mount, not even 1 foot. Never, ever. Was never in the land of Israel. That's a historical fact.
You know, for Muslims, you cannot hesitate. You have to accept every letter, every word in this story.
I think even I understand that. Why can't the people of the different faiths get along? All 3 religions consider the same site to be holy. Is it not because it was conquered many times? It was conquered first by King David, and then later by the armies coming out of the Arabian desert. Changed hands
We have the
during
Romans,
the
we have Byzantine,
the Crusade.
the Persians.
There's more than one mosque in the world that used to be a church, and before that was a temple, because it's a lot easier just to change the sign on the top and say under new management than it is to change the whole building. I worked a lot of comedy clubs in the 80s that still had the disco ball on the ceiling. And in the 90s, they became strip clubs. And now they're a Starbucks.